Okay, so I was planning to give you solutions of all the to all the higher students about the questions I've given you. I will be going through the questions with you so that you can do it in your you can check your answers in your own time. So yeah, if you still couldn't answer a question, then you can always come back to me and answer. But this is just an activity to save your time and my time during lesson. So the first question is asking me that they've asked me that they've already told us that this is the diameter of the flower bed, and they're going to put the plastic strip around the edges. Now if they're talking about the edges, what are they talking about? The perimeter, or in the circus case they're talking about the circumference. So the first step that you're going to do, you're going to calculate the circumference, which would be pi times diameter, which would be 2.4 times pi, which is 7.5. After finding the circumference, you know that the plastic strips are sold in 2-meter rolls. So this 2-meter rolls is, that means that you have to find now. Okay, so in 2-meter rolls, so what you have to do is you have to divide the circumference by 2. You will get the answer of 3.77. That will tell you the number of rolls required. Obviously you cannot have 3.77 rolls, so you round it up and you will get the answer 4. Make sure that you're showing all the working out, because as you can see that every step carries one method mark. So if you're not showing that step, you're not getting that mark. Let's look at the second question. The question is asking you the area of the sector. Now area is part, or sector is part of the circle. So as you know that the area for the whole circle is pi r square. What fraction of the circle is 30 degree? It's 1/6. So it would be pi r square times by 1/6. In that, if that, that's one reason. How you calculate it, the formula is theta divided by 360. So whatever is the angle of the sector, you divide it by 360. In this case it would be 30 over 360. If the sector is 60 degree, it would be 60 over 360 times by pi r square. That theta over 360 gives you fractions. So if it's 60 over 360, it will be 1/6 of the area. If it's 30 over 360, it would be 1/12 of the area. So that's what you do. That's the answer in which your range should be. Look again, M1 is to find a correct method. Always remember the formula to find area of a sector is theta over 360, where theta is the angle of the sector, and times by pi r square. The radius is 15. Okay, let's look at the third question. Here's a right angle triangle. The shape below is made from 4 of these triangles. Work out the perimeter. You have to be very, very, very careful on this question. So if you can see, so what are we doing? We are working out this length, then this length, then this length, this length, this length. But if you can see, they're all approximately the same. So if you work out this length and this length, then it would be very easy for you. So what do? You do 12 minus 9. Why am I doing 12 minus 9? Because this whole length is 12, this whole length is 12, and then this take away this. So 12 minus 9 will give you 3, and then you know that it would be 4 times 3 plus 15, you know. So this is made up of 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15. Okay, that will give you the answer. Your answer has to be 72. If there's any confusion on this question, come back to me. Okay, let's look at question number 4. Question number 4 is simple. Surface area is area of all the surfaces added together. It's a cuboid, so it will have 6 surfaces. Find the area of all the surfaces, add them together. Your answer has to be 40.5. Let's move on. The diagram shows the plan of a playground. What you have to do is you have to find the area of the whole rectangle, and then you take away the area of this triangle. And okay, so find the area of the whole rectangle, take away the area of the triangle, and whatever area you are getting, you times across by 2.56. Okay, so you split it into then again, I'm repeating it once more. Rectangle minus the missing triangle. Whatever area you get, times it by 256, and you will get the answer. The answer has to be 10,752. Still the surface area. Again, it has 5 surfaces. Surface areas, area for the surfaces added together. You should be able to answer this question. Your answer has to be 660. And as far as I remember, this question was also on the paper that I gave you for foundation assessment. Okay, this is a very simple question. Janice cuts a triangle from a rectangular. She uses the metal. Right rectangle as this, right angle triangle as this. So what do? Area of rectangle, take an area of triangle, and you will get your answer. The answer is 15. Let's move on. Which question am I on? Question number 8. Okay, the formula to find volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. 4/3 pi r cube, where r is the radius. So as you can see that if this radius is 4, then that radius will also be 4. You will do 4/3 pi r cube. It's half the circle, it's half the sphere, so you divide it by 2. Now be very careful when you're working out volume of a cone. This is the whole length. The whole length is 14, but the cone is ending, the cone is ending over here, and you know that this length is 4 because of the radius. So in order to work out volume of a cone, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do 14 minus 4, which will give you 10, which will be the height, and so it would be 1/3 pi r square, because it's a pyramid, so it's a pyramid made of a cylinder, so pi r square will give you the cylinder, and 1/3 will give you volume of the cone. Okay, 1/3 pi r square, where 4 would be the radius and 10 would be the height. Okay, let's move on. I think, okay, I didn't show you the answer. I'm sorry, it's 302. Then again, method mark, accuracy mark. You're not getting the marks if you're not showing the method. Please don't be silly enough to forget it. Diagram shows a solid triangular prism. Volume of a prism is B. You know what's the volume of a prism? Area of cross section times by the height. So what's the shape of cross section? It's a triangle, so it will be 2x square times by x plus 10. It is more importantly an algebraic question. So if you know how to work out volume of a prism, it's basic algebra that you're doing. But please don't make silly mistakes on basic algebra. Your answer has to be x cubed plus 10x squared. Okay, what's the least possible value? What's the smallest number that will round up to 65? 64.5. What's the biggest number that will round up to 65? 65.5 or 65.49 recurring. You're getting marks on both the cases. Okay, this was a question you know already how to do. You convert either units onto the other. You work out the volume of one, the volume of other, the volume of the smaller packet, divide by the volume of container, you will get the answer 500. Make sure you're converting the units properly though. Okay, density is this. How do you work out upper bound? How do you work out lower bound? So you can see the information and you will get a mass of 180. So what's the upper bound? 180.5, 6.2. So whenever you are going to work out the upper bound, you know that density will increase when the mass will increase, and density will increase when the volume will decrease. So if it's a division question, you can listen carefully. Density will increase when the mass will increase, and we are looking for the upper bound of density, so we will find the upper bound of mass. Density will increase when the volume will decrease. So what do we want? We want the smallest value of volume, because we want the least volume, because we want high density. So we will calculate the lower bound of volume. Please remind me to teach you this topic again. Volume of a sphere is this. You already know the formula is 4/3 pi r cube. So you have to work it out how to do that. So 70.5. Okay, look at the final answer to 82.5. If you don't know it, go and revise. There's enough mass genuine upper bound, lower bound, and volume of a sphere. The formula is really easy. Height, nearest centimeter, minimum possible. Obviously, what's the minimum possible value? That would round up to 168. 167.5. What's the height maximum value? 168.5. I'm pretty sure when we're going too fast, well, you can always stop and watch the video again. Modeling that it has a radius of this, surface area of Mercury. Okay, we are looking for the surface area of Mercury. You have to work out an estimate of the surface area of Mercury. It's a sphere. You should know the value. Okay, what calculation? So, overestimate or underestimate? You look at, okay, I'll just show you the marks given. You can make sense out of it. Pause it, make sense out of it. I'm not explaining it. And that's it. Okay, I just want to show you a quick report on the examiner report. Says, can you see, if you just read even one, you can see more, but candidates benefit from writing the line. So whatever you're missing in information, if working out was not clear, that's the some mistake that previous students did, they lost mark. Most common wrong answer was, okay, because students are doing silly mistakes. Okay, be very careful what mistakes these students did in the previous assessments that when the questions were given in the exam. Okay, again, many candidate inability. If you're not showing the area, I know all of you know how to calculate area of triangle, but if you will not show it to the examiner will not know and they will not give you the marks.